You're part of it. You're going to be rocking it. But James, it's glad to have you. You're a fellow Okie, right?
I am, man.
Okay. Where are you from? Where do you born and raised? Okie, tell me the
born
things.
in Fort Smith, technically, just across the line. But
barely. It's right there.
Because that's where the closest hospital was. But Okie basically my whole life. So
we'll claim you. That's all right.
Yeah, I live in Bixby right now.
Okay, so Tulsa, Bixby, right there, hanging out. But how long have you been an Oklahoma artist? I mean, you've been in Nashville, do the things. Kind of give us some background about it. Yeah,
I mean, we were talking coming down here. My earliest memories of playing music is probably like 3 or 4 years old on the piano stuff.
Yeah.
But then I really got into songwriting maybe about 10 years ago, and that's kind of what led me to Nashville. And then I got stuck into the artist thing. I
got stuck there, and
Well, I always played instruments, but I never sang, and so I didn't really start singing until I started writing, and that's when my voice developed. So that's. Yeah. So kind of about 10 years doing that stuff. So,
but you're all. I guess I should have called you Dr. Webb too, right?
That's right.
But so you've got into music, and I won't say you're living a double life per se, but you're also a doctor.
Am.
Yes, you are. Absolutely. He's like, I claim it. It's fine. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like a spy some days. Like
undercover.
Sure. Like it's a multiple personality or thing. Yeah, because it's two different things. I mean, I must be crazy in the head because I'm really lucky as a physician to actually help people and make a huge difference in their lives. Most of my friends that I went to medical school with are like pulling their hair out because they're in all this red tape and stuff. But I'm actually in a practice where I get to make a difference with people with chronic pain and not have to get them on dope.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the same time, I say, okay, well, I'm successful here. What? Is there something possibly I could go and just bang my head against the wall all day?
Yes.
And abuse myself, right? Where make me feel bad about myself. Yeah. So that's music.
That's in both worlds.
I mean, that's on one thing, but I mean, I love music, and that's just kind of that's why I got into that. It's just it is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a right brain and left brain thing. I think you think.
Yeah. You're using both parts of it. Who else can say that, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, Taylor Swift, we were talking about her. Yes, I mean, she's obviously a right brain creative person, but she's also got a great left brain thing in her lyric writing and her business and marketing and everything that she does too. So.
Oh yeah, we can really get into Taylor if you want to. Yes. I mean, my goodness, all that's going on with her for sure. Woo, all of it, football and music together, and now we've got Doctor in the house.
That's right.
But so when did that start? When did you become Dr. Webb, and how did obviously you played music early? So when did that kind of come into play?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in music kind of all my whole life, except not to a professional level. Like when I was in high school, I was an all-state jazz piano player, for example, and then I was through college, continued on all that. When I was about 16, I tell this story like. My first job off the farm was like at the Bristow Stockyards. And then when I got my license and could drive myself, I worked at Burger King for about 4 weeks.
Have it your way.
Yeah, exactly. And learned, Anyway, so my next job, which we quickly bailed out of that, was I had a friend whose mom was a grandmother was a director of nursing at a nursing home. And so me and 3 of my friends worked as orderlies that summer, and then I kept doing that because that's kind of where I discovered I liked helping people. So I worked as a nurse's aide, and then I was going to be a physical therapist in college, and noticed that I was like tutoring all my classmates in Gen Chem, and who were pre-med majors, and a lot of them weren't getting it because they hadn't been sorted out yet. And that's when I first thought, well, if these guys could do that, maybe I could be a doctor too. And that's that was kind of the first, the light in the cave coming on, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And then you went through that, you changed up. So what's your official practice, exactly what you do?
Oh my gosh. So my specialty is, I'm a medical doctor, and then I did a year of internal medicine and 4 years of diagnostic radiology, which is what my board certification is, and I'm fellowship trained in musculoskeletal radiology, which is basically bone and joint imaging. And most of us in that specialty just read hip and knee MRIs and high performance athletes in a dark room all day. But most of my practice is interventional spinal pain and osteoporosis, and helping people with spinal fractures. So I'm, as a radiologist, it's funny because everybody's like a dark room. I hate to see patients or whatever, but I'm in a 95% clinical practice. So.
Wow, that's huge.
And not hospital based. I'm in private, like in my own clinic.
You have your own private practice in that, so that's nice.
It is nice because I get to there's not all the red tape and things, So I'm not doing anything that any other pain docs aren't doing or whatever. It's just, it's just, I like solving medical mysteries kind of thing.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. When I find it, when I talk to a new, say, family practice doctor, I'm like, you've probably got somebody in your clinic that like nobody can figure out that's in pain.
Send them to Dr. Webb. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, send them to me. I mean, like the harder the patient, the more likely I'm, love to help them and are able to find something out because it's usually like the same 5 things that get missed.
Sure.
So I see that that's my 90% of things that I see. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's a really interesting practice, but so. I'm lucky because like at least once a month I have somebody that comes in a wheelchair that can walk out.
That's huge.
It's because
wow, how rewarding.
They went from being in a cane, using a cane or something to a wheelchair because of a fracture, and then fix the fracture, and then they can actually get their mobility back. So it's like that's a huge blessing to be able to do for people. So.
Oh my gosh, how rewarding too.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that because then so you get to be that. Pain management by day, and then it's like the superhero cape comes on, or you get to do it. And music is healing too,
Music is very healing. When we're talking about, coming from Native American kind of ancestry, it's just like we were talking, Chad and I were talking about like a lot of us that have the commonalities of like caring for things in nature and respect for ancestors and just, like being present in the moment, which a lot of these are kind of like Eastern things too,
Yes.
But we've kind of lost touch with nature. Like, what's the current phrase now? Is you need to go touch grass, right?
Yes, yeah.
Because everybody's on social media all the time or whatever. So, for me, connection to nature and other people is kind of a big thing. But at the same time, like, I don't, I'm not like a hippie folk singer. So I like to write, I like to perform and write music that's exciting and that gets people pumped up. That's like, like this kind of song that we have now is a pretty good example of what I like to do. So
exactly, I like to
like race car track, like a NASCAR race or something.
Exactly, like your music video, which we're going
like
to
our
talk
music
about.
video.
Yes.
We're we have I can't remember where we're at. We've got over 100. We had over 100,000 streams in like the first month. I know, or first couple of weeks on Spotify. And we really, like the people we're working with really think there's been some interest from NASCAR and ABC Sports.
Oh, that's exciting.
For using this. So
yes.
we think that's going to happen. The issue has just been this writer's strike. We release a song.
And then it's like,
I still believe this is just like the perfect song for NASCAR. But at the same time, I don't want to, like, people just think it's a NASCAR racing song because of the video, because it is just about it. To me, it's just like an old 90s Brooks and Dunn Friday party song.
Exactly how I felt with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a little more through the view of Motley Crue or something. I don't know.
I like that. Brooks and Dunn mix Motley Crue.
Yeah, something like that. High energy,
We're going to be talking about more on the way. We're going to be hearing that song. We're going to hear more from James Robert Webb and Chad with it about music festival we're excited about for next month. So we'll be right back on the way. Okay, you guys good with that? Awesome.
That's
fantastic. Great. It's on the way next on The Big Show. But first, a look at your weather forecast on 97.7 The Big Station.